Hey you guys, it's me, KTB, and today we're going to be reviewing the final book in the Timeriders series. It's called Timeriders, The Infinity Cage, and it's by Scarrow. I'll read you the synopsis now, and then I'll give you my review. Liam O'Connor should have died at sea in 1912. Maddie Carter should have died on a plane in 2010. Salvik Cram should have died in a fire in 2026. But all three have been given a second chance. To work for an agency that no one knows exists. Its purpose? To prevent time travel from destroying history. The end is approaching for the Timeriders. In a final effort to prevent time travel destroying history, Liam and Maddie jump forward to 2070 to confront the enigmatic Wolfstein and prove once and for all if he is friend or foe. What they discover is more shocking than anyone could have imagined, and soon the Timeriders are on one final mission. Back to biblical times to save the whole of humanity. For me, I was waiting for this one. There was a big sense of anticipation in regards to this book because I'd come late to the series and I hadn't kind of started in 2010 as quite a few people had, and there were 8 books out already, and or 7 at the time I started, and then the 8th one came out, and I'm not sure when, but it was around about 8 books that I got to pretty much binge read and read all in one go, and which was something that is incredible for a series. If I can actually binge read it and enjoy binge reading it, it's going to be pretty spectacular. But for this one I had to wait around 9 months to be able to read it, and there was such a massive sense of anticipation because I'd read the rest of the series, and because I knew what Alex Scarrow's writing style was like, and because I knew how he wrote and what he wrote like, and it was so good that I couldn't wait. And I kind of started to feel how those early fans of his series must have felt, because they'd been waiting months for every other book to come out after reading the first one. So I kind of suddenly realised how much of an anticipation it was. And when it finally came out, I was so excited and so sad at the same time, because I knew it was going to be the end. And it was, with book series that are so good, you kind of do want to have them go on forever, and you don't want to admit that they're going to come to an end. And even though you may end up hating them because their stories go on for so long and you're like, just hurry up and finish it already, but it did end up on a bittersweet note, and I really did enjoy it. There were so many twists and turns of, the way you wrapped it up. I was not expecting a lot of what happened in this book. A lot of the reveals were so shocking, and I mean they fit and made sense, don't get me wrong, but I was just like, what, really? And it was so nice because they obviously go back to biblical times and they do meet a Jesus, and even though he should theoretically, if he did exist, I'm not Christian at all. I don't read the Bible, but I do believe in heaven. But so I don't believe in a kind of Jesus figure. But I know many of you may do out there, and for me, if there was a Jesus who existed, surely he wouldn't be white like he's sometimes depicted in pictures and stuff. And Alex Scarrow understood that, which is really quite awesome, because he actually made the Jesus character Middle Eastern, and yeah, it was nice to see in fiction them getting a Jesus character right and getting someone like that who's born in the Middle East looking and feeling and sounding like someone from the Middle East does. And it was great on that front, and I loved that bit. And yeah, and he did leave a little bit of a kind of almost Inception-like ending with how you know, how Maddie ended up. There was a little bit of a kind of, he didn't quite wrap up Maddie, which was quite nice, but he suggested it rather than kind of outwardly confirmed it, which is always kind of nice to know that he may end up bringing it back and it could just be him bullshitting us, almost. Excusing the language. So yeah, it was a really good book, and it was a wonderful end to the series, and there were so many twists and turns that I wasn't expecting at all, and it all made sense. Like all his other work, all his other books did. They all made sense. And despite it being a fantasy style series, sci-fi series, it all kind of made factual sense, logical sense. It was, oh yeah, you really should read this series. It's a brilliant series, and I thoroughly recommend it. I'll put the links down below for this book, and yeah, I'll see you in the next episode then, guys. Bye bye.